Hello there, let me introduce you to the little book. These are a series of small books with little writings in them. And today we're going to read Crap Advice. There's an exception to every rule, except this one. Some people say that you should take all advice you can get. To this end, I've been collecting advice of every kind, from people in all walks of life, advice about work, one's children, escaping from wild animals, staying healthy, protecting one's home, top TV tips, and much more. I now pass all the advice on to you. My suggestion, simply select the advice that is most relevant to your situation, then ignore it. As someone once said, I may be gullible, but at least I have this magic fish. Want that promotion? Need a pay rise? Tried and tested advice from the ambitious employee. Always remember, all power corrupts. Absolute power is pretty cool though. If a thing is worth doing, wouldn't it have been done already? Eagles may soar, but weasels don't get sucked into jet engines. The early bird gets the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese. The early bird gets the worm, but the early worm gets eaten. Ambition is a lame excuse for not having enough sense to be lazy. Hard work pays off in the future. Laziness pays off now. Doing a job right the first time gets the job done. Doing the job wrong 17 times gives you job security. Anything worth doing is worth overdoing. Avoid bickering and petty arguments by immediately punching anyone with whom you disagree. Get behind early so you have plenty of time to catch up. Never put off until tomorrow what you can avoid altogether. When all else fails, lower your standards. There are three kinds of people, those who can count and those who can't. To err is human. To really screw things up, you need a computer. A picture may be worth 1,000 words, but it uses up 1,000 times more memory. Never let a computer know you're in a hurry. Give a man a fish and he will eat for a day. Teach him to use the net and he won't bother you for weeks. No problem is so big and complicated that it can't be ignored. Laugh in the face of danger, then run and hide until it goes away. There are very few problems that cannot be solved by orders ending with, or I'll shoot. The 50-50-90 rule. When you have a 50-50 chance of getting something right, there's a 90% probability you'll get it wrong. A pair of lucky dice can often compensate for a lack of good judgment. If at first you don't succeed, call it a day and have a beer. Don't use force, use a bigger hammer. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy who can retire at 40 and laugh at everyone else slogging away for the next 25 years. That's a weird thing I can relate to. If at first you don't succeed, if you can smile when things go wrong, you already know who you're going to blame. Before you criticize someone, walk a mile in their shoes. That way you're a mile away and you have their shoes too. If you can stay calm while all around you is chaos, you probably haven't completely understood the seriousness of the situation. If you can't beat them, arrange to have them beaten. Fuck. If you can't laugh at yourself, make fun of others. If at first you don't succeed, blame society. When in doubt, mumble. Don't be discouraged if you feel a failure. On some days, even a hard-on can count as personal growth. Practice random acts of intelligence and senseless acts of self-control. Alright, I don't think I'm getting through this entire book on a video. Procrastinate now. Assume full responsibility for your mistakes, except the ones that are someone else's fault. Never compromise your principles, except to get laid or if there's a chance of a pay rise. Stop judging others, even the inept and the laughable. If at first you don't succeed, destroy all evidence that you tried. Whoa, this is like many pages just targeting IT people. Jesus Christ. See that? Why does it always seem to be you? Perhaps it's not. And if it's not you, then it must be everyone else. Yeah, this is me fucking... In order to unravel the paradox that is mankind, we should examine the word itself, mankind. Interestingly, it consists of two separate words, mank and ind. What do these words mean? It's an enigma, and so is mankind. Politics also consists of two words, poly, meaning many, and ticks, as in tiny blood-sucking parasites. Never hit a man with glasses. Use a baseball bat. Learn to love the personality flaws of others. For some, it's the only personality they have. Help a man when he is in trouble, and he will remember you the next time he is in trouble. If you can keep your head when all around you are losing theirs, try landing your helicopter somewhere quieter. Don't kick a man when he's down unless you're certain he won't get up. A friend is someone who has the same enemies you have. Make it idiot-proof and someone will make a better idiot. Dead men don't bite, but pretty soon they start to smell. Half the people in the world are below average. Be nice to the nerds and loners at school. You'll be working for them in the future. Yep. When you go to court, your future is decided by 12 people who weren't clever enough to get out of jury service. Love your neighbours and love your enemies. They're probably one and the same. Shit. When you feel like killing someone, instead of doing something you'll regret later, here's a neat little trick to calm you down. Go over to the person's house and leave a pumpkin lantern on their doorstep with a big kitchen knife sticking in its head and a note saying, "You're next." It will make you feel much better and no harm done. Here's advice for parents. Or is it other people's children? Advice for parents. A father is someone who carries pictures where his money used to be. When your child wants to know where rain comes from, tell him that God is crying because of something he did. Never raise your hands to your children. It leaves your groin unprotected. No matter how you try to protect your kids, they will eventually get arrested and end up in the local paper. Children need encouragement. If your child gets an answer right, tell him it was a lucky guess. That way he develops a good, lucky feeling. To help your small children find you in a public place, periodically fire a starting pistol into the air. When he's older, tell him he used to have a brother, but he didn't obey. And a healthy mind, I don't know if it said anything previously, but here we go. And a healthy mind. It said something about a hangover, but whatever. Don't waste your time reliving the past when you can spend it worrying about the future. Smile in the face of adversity, and adversity will probably think you're taking the piss and beat the crap out of you. Remember that it takes a big man to cry, but it takes a bigger man to laugh at that man. That's funny. Remember that no matter where you go, there you are. may be that your sole purpose in life is simply to serve as a warning to others. Smile, it's the second best thing you can do with your lips. Honesty is the best policy, but insanity is a better defense. Abandon the search for truth, settle for a good fantasy. Useless with numbers? Always short of cash? Some handy maths advice. Find a penny and pick it up, and all day long you'll have a penny. The quickest way to double your money is to fold it in half and put it back in your pocket. A fool and his money are soon partying. It is morally wrong to allow suckers to keep their money. If money can't buy you love, rent it. Save the lids from jam jars and milk bottle tops and use them as currency. I'm going to get into some last ones here. I don't have the courage to read the entire book, and this is just for, self-creation, whatever you call it. When others want what you have, 9 ways to keep it safe. Buy a police car and park it in your drive. Make your house look uninhabited. Board up the windows, leave a burned out fridge on the lawn, paint graffiti on the walls, dig a tunnel to enable you to gain access to your house without having to use the front door. Then sit back and enjoy the lifestyle that you have worked so hard for. Put a sign saying, "I am a criminal," in your front window. A criminal will never steal from another criminal, except his mother. The 4 laws of cartoons. Anyone suspended in space will remain in space until made aware of their position. That was a book of crap advice by Michael Powell. Other books behind me include a composting book, a book about roses, Aussie slang, a book about stress, a book about voodoo, as well as a few others. Now, I wish I had the patience to read all this, but I don't, because there's a lot of it that you get the gist. Anyway, thank you. Bye!